Oh, to the garden. It's a New York sound like we in the garden. Huh? Everybody with a check ain't certified. If you look behind these shades, you see a murder house.
Yeah, what's up? What's going on? You already know when the how go, my creatives. It's another edition of Cuts. You know what the Cuts stand for? Culture, urban technology, of sports. You know what I'm saying? We bring the figures under the acronym that are moving the culture forward, and we have those conversations and debunking conversations too as well. Nonetheless, woo, where can we start? Oh man, this woman right here has been crushing it on the media scene, journalist scene. I'm not going to say hip hop. We're going to say journalist scene. Okay, she's been crushing it since I've known her. I've known her about for the last like 5-6 years. You know what I'm saying? We've been in the trenches. We've been to the behind the scenes. We've been to the listening events. We've been to just overall covering your entertainers and your stars and figures, what have you. Nonetheless, I have multimedia journalist, culture writer, and creative. And Jersey's own Amber Corrine is in the building. What's good, Amber? What's going on?
That was an amazing introduction. I've never had an introduction like that.
Listen. When it comes to people that I've worked with in this industry, this is what Cuts is about. You know what I'm saying? Just to show the conversations and, relative conversations. You know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, but you always loved your work and what you've done, you know what I'm saying, for the culture and everything like that. But let's just dive in. I mean, we was talking behind the scenes, but let me dive in. You just recently did a great, powerful interview with Fetty Wap, as he was returning home.
Yes.
Take us like step by step, like what was it like? What was it like just having that invigorating of a conversation with him, and also too, just the whole setup for that? Like, take us into that.
Yeah. So that was like a full circle moment for me. I have to start by saying that because I went to a few schools, right? So one college that I attended was William Patterson University in Wayne, New Jersey, which is next to Patterson, New Jersey. So everybody knows about Fetty Wap up there. Like he's like a legend in Patterson. So since then I was like, I want to interview him. Like I want to just talk to him, and it never happened. Like it never happened. So for me to have to go to bat to get him to be able to come to the studio, sit down with me, it was a battle in itself because nobody reached out to me to do that. I was the one reaching out and trying to pull the strings to get the green light. Being that he had just got released, there were like some stipulations, so we had to talk to like the borough of prison, whatever it's called. We had to talk to his manager, his publicist. I had to get Vibe on board because I'm not currently with Vibe anymore as a staff member. So I had to get them on board. It was a whole lot that took place behind the scenes. So when I finally got that green light and he finally walked through them doors and we sat down, the first thing I said to him, I was like, look, you from Jersey, I'm from Jersey. This is a full circle moment. I've been trying to do this for years, so you have no idea like how much of an honor it is. And he was just super cool. That conversation was so enlightening. I really, at first I was like, I don't know what exactly I should ask him, what I shouldn't, because this is a sensitive thing. You're coming back into society. I don't really know where your mind space is at. So I had to be really careful with that. But he was really open. He was really just like good energy. It was amazing, and I can't believe I made that happen. I'm so proud of myself for that.
Yeah, that's
Thanks
what's up.
for bringing that up.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. No, for sure. No, I mean, like I said, like I stated in the intro with you, I've worked with you for years, and that's the one thing I could always attest and say that I witnessed, and also too is that you never allowed the challenge to be bigger than your mission. You know what I'm saying? And that's key. I want my creators. I'm reaching out to my creators right now. I want my creators to understand when you come into this space, that's what it takes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And big ups to you on that. I mean, I watched it and I was just like, wow, okay, yeah. She's really it. She's really her. You know what I'm saying? Because seriously, all jokes aside, you know how I've always been. Everybody knows about Reemo Meerak. I have no problems giving kudos to anybody in this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, competition is competition, whatever. I don't give two F's or about it. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be ignorant to not give flowers to those that do what they're doing, kicking ass in this industry. And that's definitely what you've done for sure.
I appreciate
and
that.
and also too, I want to touch on about being like, do you feel with that interview, it could kind of spark the tone for light on Jersey? Because that's what's been like kind of been a growing thing in the last couple of years about Jersey, like not getting above the hump, and not saying that in a way that to hinder them, but I guess on a media sense in the last few years, it's been up and down. So I want to know from you, being that you are from Jersey and that's the home state for you, like what do you feel has been a missing component to get over the hump? Even though historically over the years, yes, there's been prominent figures that came from Jersey, but I want to know from you, based on that interview, do you feel that could add on to like push it over the hump and get the eyes glaring on Jersey?
I mean, yeah, it's like Fetty has always been like, just to bring up Fetty, he's always been like a pillar for Jersey. So when we see Fetty, breaking records and doing the things that he does, that gives a lot of people in Jersey hope. A lot of the rappers, hope, especially someone like him who's very personable. He knows how to reach across, not just up. To work with other Jersey artists, they look at that and they say like, if he can do it, I can do it. The thing that has happened, I believe, with Jersey, even with me being in the media space, I think back to like before I even got to a real big publication and me just like talking to different Jersey artists, me trying to work up and work across. And there were times when people made me feel like I wasn't nothing, or I felt like I was too small to work with them or get on a panel with them and stuff like that. And that was like humbling for me. And I noticed that like, as I've grown and built my name more, a lot of those people, they reach out now, they want to work and stuff like that. But one thing I've learned, that when I have reached back down and across to some of my fellow Jerseyans, um, I'm not going to say everybody, but there are some people who have taken advantage, and it's like, okay, you helped me get to this point. Now I don't know you no more. I'm not going to reach back across to help you. You got me to where I need to be, and now exactly. So I think that's the thing with a lot of New Jersey artists, is that we don't really reach across to network and support. It's more so about what can you do for me, and once you get that done for me, now I'm on to the next person that can help me get even higher.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we all should be able to utilize each other. But when you do it in a way like that, where it's like negative, or you doing it in a malicious way, it puts a bad taste in people's mouths, and it's like it makes you not want to support your fellow Jersey artists or like do what you can. And one thing about me, I have done whenever I do get on a big platform, I have tried to like shout out certain people, say their names, let it be known that I'm from Jersey, let it be known that like, Jersey has culture here, especially with our club music, stuff like that. But it's not always reciprocated. That I guess that's the hump that you could say. Like it's not always reciprocated. Even with that Fetty Wap interview, we spoke on Jersey. We spoke on Jersey artists and just like what it means to be from Jersey. And instead of, people taking Diddy's answer about that, which he also shouted out mad people from Jersey, instead of people taking that as like, oh wow, like look at him reaching back and pulling someone else up, a lot of people took the opportunity to be like, oh well, he didn't shout out this person, he didn't say this name, he didn't say that name, instead of taking it as an opportunity like, look, this is somebody from Jersey on a huge platform, sitting across from somebody from Jersey on a huge platform, and they're trying to uplift Jersey artists. Some people made that a negative thing. So that's I think that's our biggest hump, is that we just can't reach back across and support and just continue the rapport. It's more so like, what can you do for me? Once you do it,
Right.
that's it. On
Yeah,
to the next.
yeah, and that's the thing that for me, I'll say over the years, I want to say,
Yeah.
I'll try to pinpoint it. So I want to say around like
Hmm.
2017, 18, when I started like getting awards for the creativity I did and stuff like that. Right.
Yeah.
That was a big thing for me, because it was like, people don't understand for what we do. Right.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work that you put into this. It's not just, hey, get a camera, flip it on. Hey, here's studio.
Yes.
Great, get it. Let's go. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of layers that go into it. You know what I'm saying? So now
Hmm.
it's like when you have the one that's willing to go above and beyond for the town, for the city, for the state,
Hmm.
for the culture, and everything like that, it is very disheartening and discouraging in a way. You know what I'm saying? Because when now it's like, okay, let's reciprocate it back. Now you don't reciprocate it back, and also too, it's more almost like not yeah, you could say conditional in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like a
Yeah.
conditional thing. Like, oh well, if you do this, then it's like, why got to be if? Why is it if
Hmm.
I'm willing to do it? Why is it if
Hmm.
I'm going backwards and forwards to make this happen? You know what I'm saying? And even for
Absolutely.
people to have such a pushback, you know what I'm saying? It's the weirdest thing for me. It's like, wait a minute, pushback for what? If there was nothing that was happening beforehand, here we go. We got two of the pivotal figures from the state, from the city, from the town, having this great conversation. How can there be a pushback? Just because you missed a person, so what if you missed a person? So what? Who cares if you missed a person? You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that just kills me. It kills me so much to a point and irks me so much to a point. It's just like, and not to say that because our relation as far as like what we've done in the industry and stuff like that for what we do in media, but it's just like, I hate seeing that because it's like, when you see it from afar and it's like, wow, I'm going like I'm Michael Jordan fisting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, she got it. That's the one. Wow, that's what's up. And then now, when you hear it, it's disheartening to hear that, okay, there was pushback. It's like, come on, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy to me. It's like people don't see the bigger picture. Like there's always a bigger picture to it. And I think I even when I posted like behind the scenes stuff from the interview, I think I even put that in my caption, like there's always a bigger picture. Like people don't understand, like when he mentions Jersey, when we mention one artist, like this is to create momentum. Like even with the artist that he mentioned, since that interview, I don't care what nobody say. Since that interview, all those people that majority of those people that he named, they took off. Now they're on tour. They're doing these different shows. They're on Hot 97. Their songs are being played. You know what I'm saying? And me, I'm not the type of person that looks for credit or looks for credit. But one thing I will say, if I continue to like mention you when I don't have to, and I'm doing this on a big platform, if I continue to do that, like don't make it seem like, okay, well, you helped me get to here. Now I'm going for the next bigger person than you, and that's who I'm going to credit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's like this is like kind of going off topic, but it's even like with black media, right? Like a lot of these a lot of talent, they would rather go to non-black media sources just to have that name and say like, oh, I was in this publication, I was over here. But 9 times out of 10, a lot of those people at those publications, they don't really care about the music, they don't really care about the artist, they just want the numbers, and they forget about the media outlets and the people who are actually a part of the culture and care about the culture, and we're going to take care of you in these interviews. And those not the ones that they really care to be a part of sometimes. And it's really disheartening. And it's the same thing with, when you're talking to somebody and you got people watching, and it's the same thing. It's like, okay, you're going to help me get to this point, but now I want the bigger name after that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that's the gift and the curse with what we do. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and it does suck. You know what I'm saying? It does suck that's still lingering. In 2026, you would think that should be done after a while. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the way the entryway is for people in media. You know what I'm saying? And also too how the content gets distributed. You would think, but that's still the case, and it sucks. It really sucks. It sucks that as the many years that you have done this, you know what I'm saying, and shown growth. It's one thing doing this and not show growth, or doing this and there's no effect. And even if that was the case, you still shouldn't do it. But in the case of the traditionalism of this within the industry, you know what I'm saying, entertainment industry, that it's crazy to me. It's crazy to me, and it's like it's unlogical. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me add this too. And I'm not trying to compare because I know they always like to put Jersey against New York. Jersey.
No, that's not what this is about.
Yeah, it's not what this is about. But I will say this. I have seen a difference with some artists that I have worked with from New York versus like Jersey. And this is just an isolated incident. I'm not saying everybody, but there's shout outs to Infinite Coles. I don't know if you know it's Ghostface Killer's son, the one that's out here killing it with the music. So I did the interview with him, a write up with him, and as big as he's getting, he goes around and he tells people all the time, like, yo, she's the one who got me popping. Like, she's the one who, like, even though people knew about him, he's like, she's the one who got this on all these different publications because she wrote about it and everybody took it. And he has no problem telling people that. In person, I've seen him do it in person, whether I'm not there or not. There's some other artists, like I said, that I've worked with from Jersey that I've kind of done the same thing. And like I said, it's like, we don't know who you are anymore, So I'm not saying it's a Jersey, New York thing, but that's just the difference between some artists who do appreciate what you do, and there's some that just like they're using, see what they can get out of it and move on.
That's crazy. But let's go to another area. You recently, not to put your business out there, but you recently put a very powerful and reflecting post on Threads regarding about pivoting and how you feel about the journalistic space. I want to know from you, like, take us into like where you are at right now, and then also
hmm
too, what do you feel would be the impact of you pivoting? Take us into that.
Um, okay, so currently, for those, well, mostly everybody knows it was a public thing, but um, me and majority of my coworkers that I, was working with the last 3, 4 years, there was a merge with Vibe and Rolling Stone, and in that merge, like all of us got laid off pretty much, except for like one, like two, or like maybe two people.
Mhm.
So with that merge, you know, with that layoff, now I am freelancing. And let me just say this, shout out to everybody out there that just got laid off, because I don't think I know too many Black writers that's like actually active right now and like employed, with a stable job. So shout out to everybody that's going through that. But that's currently where I am. I'm freelancing. And I feel like because of the many different layoffs, um, the job market has gotten extremely like hard, I guess you could say, challenging. If you're not freelancing, pretty much you're probably out of work right now. It's kind of hard to get like a permanent position, which from what I've seen in as far as like journalists and writers. So that's what I'm doing right now. I put that post because I have always been like a woman of many different hats. Like I used to be a teacher, like so many people know that I used to be a teacher for so many years. There's so many things that I'm interested in. And I just feel like for once that like journalism isn't working for me. Um, I
Mm.
know that I know that whenever I do get an opportunity to do like an interview like the Fetty Wap thing, or do some piece of content, I know that there's a possibility that it can hit or whatever. Like I know my capabilities. But when it comes to me being the age I am, where I am in life right now, like I have to have a stable thing, and right now it's kind of hard to do that in journalism. So I've been thinking about pivoting. The landscape is different right now. With the use of AI and stuff like that, a lot of writers are getting laid off. A lot of companies are having tighter budgets. They don't want to pay people, and the content is getting more watered down, I guess you can say, more like microwavable. So those long form interviews and those, really well thought out pieces that you like to read, a lot of that stuff is being canned. And it's just a scary place to be right now. It's a scary place to even think about, if I do land a job writing or as a journalist, how long is it going to last? Am I going to be in this for longevity, or am I just going to be going from job to job to job? So right now it's just a little scary, and that's where I am. That's why I'm thinking about pivoting.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel you on that.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? I think as far as overall in entertainment and in media and this across the board, you know, there's a big rush right now, right? The rush is
Yeah.
everybody, a good amount of people are going to AI, or for that matter, things that mattered. Like I've always like posted it on like Facebook. You know, that's on
Yeah.
my Facebook. That's when I kind of go more
hmm
not dark, but more like I go say certain things, right?
Yeah.
Like things like morale, dignity, respect, honor, virtue. You know, of those things.
hmm
It's starting to be frowned upon, and unfortunately, it's because of the times that we're in. You know what I'm saying? The
Yep.
times that we're in, you know, what was once like virtuous or things that were like standing or had standard. Now it's like, all right, well, I don't feel like hearing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
No,
also,
you're right.
too, the figures are now coming into this space. You know, not particularly, I'm not going to say particular names. You know who you know. If you know, you
I know
know.
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Now they're in
hmm
this space. So now, because it's all about getting the narrative now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And not just like the one like the narratives that you set the standard for, a precipice for. You know what I'm saying? It's now okay. Well, this is what was written about me. I don't like it. I want my narrative now. And it's like,
hmm
okay, we get that, but look at what it does in the long run. Look at what it does going forward and down the
hmm
line in the future. You know what I'm saying? So definitely, I
hmm
definitely feel where that came from. Also, too, I ain't gonna even with me. I can't. We could do true serum here. You know what I'm saying? As a late, me aiming for peace. You know what I'm
That
saying?
that part.
Yeah, you know what
hmm
I'm saying? Me aiming for peace now. You know, so don't get me wrong. Yeah, do I still feel like I'm the Ruger spread? Do I still feel the Soldier Jeep hip hop, Reemo Meerak? Yeah, that's cool and everything. That's fine and dandy. But when it comes to
hmm
peace, no, I'm gonna aim for my peace. And then also
Exactly.
too, life right now, just like as much as you, even for
hmm
me, life is starting to catch up to the creativity. You know what I'm saying? It's really starting to catch into creativity. So now it's like, you know,
Hmm.
even here with potting, even here with everything that I have done my best to contribute. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to come to that. And I want my creator reach out to my creators right now. I want you to
Hmm.
understand, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to that moment, you know, embrace it full on. You know what I'm saying? And whatever pivot you do go to, you know what I'm saying? So be it. You know, just embrace it,
Hmm.
understand it, research it as best as possible. And then, you
Hmm.
know, you fit in where you fit in. You know what I'm saying? So, but definitely with
Right.
you, I'm definitely appreciate you, you know, putting that out there. And I wish, you know, a good amount
Hmm.
of people more follow your lead in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or for that matter, just to be as transparent. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and you know what's crazy? It's kind of scary being transparent because like I feel like there was a time before, like you said, where people kind of connected with people, and it's like you can be your authentic self, and people understood that. Now you gotta kind of like watch what you say, because like people use it against you, or they look at you as like weak, or like people only want to be around you when you got momentum, like stuff like that. It's just like
It's
I think I'm
crazy.
at an age where I'm just over that point. Like your event, I don't want to come to it if I don't want to come to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at that point. If I don't want to talk to a certain like talent, I don't care. If I don't want to do it, I'm not doing it because I'm protecting my peace. And that's just where I'm at with it. Um, like, do I think I'll ever be done with media all the way? Probably not. Like maybe I'll go into my own sector, but I just know right now where I am in life, I do need peace. I need stability. And I just need to have some type of like autonomy to a certain degree. Um, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what's up. No, I mean, hey, listen, you're human. That's the one
Yeah.
thing I think what's missing in this society right now, in these times of society. Like people just want to ignore it being human, and it's like,
Yeah.
no, that you shouldn't ignore being human. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like meet it head on. You know what I'm saying? It should meet, it should
Yeah.
whatever whatever. It should meet head on. And for us as creatives, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, because our minds are so hooked on and in tune of create or die. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yes.
Create or die. You know what I'm saying? So now, once the piece kicks in, you know what I'm saying? You're like, all right, oh, this is what it is. Oh
Hmm.
wow. Okay, yeah, I don't have to go to that. No, I don't need to write that. No,
Yep.
I don't have to come to those terms of this. This is what
Hmm.
I want to do, what I need to do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
it's great to hear you say that. And I also too, listen, man. Shout out to my man Hollywood. You know, there was an event I was at the other night, and I was letting him know about. I don't know. I think I did tell you the last time I saw you. I think when you
What?
came to DigiWax's event, I think I told her, hey, I jokingly said, hey, you know, I'm a Jerseyan now. You know what I'm saying? But I'll keep it a buck. Since that move, I've really started understanding, you know, what peace is. You know what I'm saying? Because in my head, like before, because when I was living in Harlem, yeah, I felt the pressure or need. I had to be there because
Yeah.
Harlem to Midtown or Harlem to whatever event was at is like that. Now, being Jerseyan, you know what I'm saying, and the
You
lovely
pick
New
and
Jersey
choose.
Transit, you know what I'm saying, or whatever have you, I'll be thinking, I'll be like, ugh,
Right.
do I really want to make
Yep.
that move? Do I need to make that move? Don't get me wrong, the late nights is great. It's smooth, you know, I don't have to worry about nothing, but
Mhm.
it's tough. You know, when you start getting that, it's tough when you start getting that piece in. When I start getting that piece
Yep.
involved, you know, you change things around. But all right, let's get it with a lighter note here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What do you feel is worse for a journalist? An artist who
Well,
lies confidently, or an artist who answers every question like they're in a witness protection program?
uh, well, you said an artist that lies confidently,
Yeah.
and then
The other
you said
one
an
is
artist that
artist who answers every question like they're in a witness protection program.
I mean, because they could be lying on both ends. If you answer like you a witness protection.
Right.
Um. Oh, I guess. I guess if you lie in confidence,
Mm.
I think I wouldn't like that. I don't think I would like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but then it's like, how do I know if you're lying? That's the thing. How do I know?
It's tough. But all right. But do let's take it with. What about when you got to go back and like either had to delete a story or when you
Oh,
when you find
change
out.
the
Let's go
headline.
into that. Like when you find out, like how do you feel about that? Because I ain't gonna lie, I be pissed, bro. Because I also edit what I edit, right? And then when you find out, you're like, oh, here comes the dignity feel.
You
You know
know
what I'm
what?
saying?
It depends because okay, if it was like my fault, like I didn't do my due diligence, and they like, oh, you gotta delete that, then I'm like, okay, I'll take the L. I'll go do that.
Right,
But if it's just because like you don't like something I wrote or the way I wrote it, or
right.
you don't like the headline, then yeah, that will piss me off. And 9 times out of 10, we probably won't change it. We probably won't change it. It's like whatever you tell me on record, that's kind of like mine. I can do what I want with it. But I do, I am a I do sympathize with people sometimes. So I'm like, okay, let me think about it this way. Would I want that to happen to me? So then I might take it out. But not times if it's something silly, like you just don't like the way something was worded, no, I'm not changing that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Even there was so many. There been times like people like, oh, I don't like the audio. I didn't like that. I'm like, yo, listen. We did what we did. You know what I'm saying? Like showing
Yeah,
you and all this. It's like, yo, I shouldn't have to show you if you know the pedigree of work, right? You know the
that
pedigree,
part.
like all that thinking, like, oh, well, I don't know your pedigree. Stop it. You know the pedigree of work. You know the person is not going to like ruin your money, or for that matter, ruin your
Mhm.
figure. You being a figure, what have you. It's like, why are we going through
Yeah.
this cat and mouse? You know what I'm saying?
Or you know what? Let me add this too. I don't like when I don't know if we like doing like pet peeves or whatever, but I don't like when like I'm asked to send questions ahead of time. I just
Oh,
don't like doing that.
just let me
Like
tell
I don't like doing that.
man, let me tell
Like
you.
you're not about to sit here and be a robot. Like I
Nah,
want you to stay
yo,
natural.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll keep it a buck. Like I've been curving them. I ain't gonna lie. I think there's probably one interview I could think
Yeah.
of. Maybe I had to like curve things a little bit, but then it's still I still was me though. You know what I'm saying? But other than that,
Yeah.
yeah, no. When you start sending me a whole like laundry list of no, this sound like this, do that, I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just dubbing it because at the end of the
I mean,
day,
yeah. Uh-huh.
you're ruining the image. You're ruining, what we, crafted ourselves to be and what our audience is used to us being. You know what I'm saying? If you're Amber Corrine, no, Amber Corrine needs to be Amber Corrine. I'm sorry. No, not
Right.
not Amber maybe Corrine. No, Amber Corrine needs to be Amber Corrine. Reemo Meerak, yeah, guess what? He needs to be Reemo Meerak. At the
Yep.
end of the day. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying? Nah, I feel you. Oh my God. What's the most PR trained answer you ever heard? And you were like, yeah, this is 100% media training.
Uh,
You don't have to say the person
that's
that,
hard.
yeah.
That's really hard to think. Right off the top, a PR trained answer. Oh my God, I cannot think. That's all I do is post it. So I'm trying to think like which interview, like what has somebody said that was like they curved what I was asking them. Um, I don't think it's the most PR answer, but I just think to the Fetty Wap interview, I don't know why to stick it out. But I had asked him, oh, this is what went viral, like what people was arguing about. Because I said, the king of New Jersey is home. That's what the people are saying. I didn't say this is what I was personally saying. I just said that's what the people are saying,
Right.
commenting. And so he like curved it. It was like, well, we're all kings. Like, like this person's the king, this person's the king, that person's the king. So that to me, that's like a PR answer, kind of, but that's the only thing I could think of off top. Like I know there's been probably so many, but I can't think of anything else right now.
Yeah, nah, I feel you. Nah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my career doing this. Has it been
Yeah.
really? Nah, nah. I mean, no. I mean, yeah, they try to make it political, but it wasn't like me.
Yeah.
It wasn't media trained. It was them themselves trying to be as saying as political. And you know how I am. On the
Uh-huh.
uncle tip, I'm like, listen, man, it's me. Okay, it's me here. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to trust me. I understand what not to do and what to do. You know what I'm saying? But I get it. I mean, once again, just like you said prior, we're in a time where people weaponize so much things,
Yeah.
even to the most heartfelt of things. Let me weaponize. Let me make it a meme. Let me add a dog on a skateboard to it and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And you'd be like, yo,
Yeah.
bro, that was something sentimental. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I feel you on that. Let's see what else we going to. What was your yo? Shout out to the Reemo Meerak brand team. Yo, we wild in the pre-productions with the setup here. What was your I might need a backup career moment in media?
Oh, don't want to say the name of the person.
No, that's
but I
fine.
felt
No,
like
that's fine. That's
inspired to
fine.
say,
Huh?
okay. A certain actress came in to do a in studio interview, and let's just say this actress already has a reputation that precedes her. So I just was being, I'm like, I'm Amber. I always get people to open up. Like it's gonna be a great day. It's gonna be great. She's not gonna give me that type of attitude.
Right.
And it was just a disaster. Pretty much to the point where I got up, not voluntarily, but I got up in the middle of the interview and walked out the room. That was it for me because they asked me to, because that's how crazy it got.
Oh
But
man.
that day I was like, that day I totally forgot that, like, hey, you're at work. This is your profession. Because this person was just being nasty to me, like extremely nasty to me, rude. And that day I thought, yeah, I don't know if this is gonna be my job after this. But everything worked out. Everything
Wow.
worked out. The interview didn't even air, like my part of it. But yeah, I thought that day I was like, I might need a backup plan after this. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. I'm just, ooh, did I ever
Excuse
have
me.
something like that?
That's the
Nah.
only interview I've had like that too.
Right.
The only one.
Nah. I'm talking because again, you know what I'm saying? A good amount of interviews in my career, you know what I'm saying? I'm upfront as transparent. The prelims, you know, being sarcastic-y, uncle-ish like,
Yeah.
Uncle
Yeah.
Witty-ish like and all that. So then when it comes to the recording, you know what I'm saying? Everything, it doesn't come that way. That's tough. That's tough. And then to be in that situation, whoo,
Yeah.
kudos to you, because me, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep
Yeah,
it a
shout outs
buck.
to I don't know if you know Jason. I don't know if do you know Jason from Vibe, our videographer? Shout out to him because he had
Okay.
my back because he was in that room when it happened. So shout outs to
Okay.
Jason. But
Shout out
yeah,
to
that could have went,
Jason.
that could have maybe I could have lost my job. Yeah.
Oh, down. Wow, really? You? Not saying that that's not of you, but then again, you are a Jerseyan, so you know what I'm saying?
Well, the thing is, it's not like it was gonna get physical or nothing like that, but they were just talking really slick, really nasty, like pretty much talking down to me, saying like, "Oh, I'm this person, I've done this, and I've done that," and I gave it back to them, and like I think in most situations, most people would just bite their tongue and be like, "Okay, let me shut up because like this could be my job, or this person could like pretty much have it where I could never interview them or get me blacklisted, whatever you want to call it," and I kind of like that went out. I just gave it back to them pretty much to the point where they asked me to leave, and
Wow.
yeah.
Nah, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like, all right, you got, and I hate to sound like this, but it's
Yeah.
if you requested for me, you get what I'm saying? I'm just
Yeah.
saying, you requested for me. Why the smoke is coming here if you requested for me? You know what I'm
That part.
saying? I said,
Yeah.
okay, you did your due diligence. You're going through what you're going through, and okay, it's simple. It's either all right, say, you know what, I don't feel comfortable. You could kind of say that in the middle of the interview, or hey, could we go to the next one, or maybe we'll go back to that.
Yeah.
That's it. All this confusion
Yeah.
and being complex for what? That makes no sense. For what?
I mean, it makes sense though. Like, if you knew who I was talking about, I'll tell you off record, but like, it's gonna make a whole lot of sense. So
Okay.
you'll be, oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's wicked. Wicked times. Wicked times.
Yeah.
What's the biggest lie media industry tells young journalists?
Uh, uh, that you're gonna be rich. You too will be famous because of who you next to. Um, yeah, I think you could say that you're gonna be like this huge person. That's not always guaranteed. I think that's what a lot of I don't know if it's like media lying to people, but I think that's the perception that a lot of people, the misconception that a lot of people have is
Right.
that journalism, like you're famous, you have access to whoever, you get to I mean, which we do get to do like a lot of free events, a lot of free perks, stuff like that, but people don't see the hard work that goes behind it. I think a lot of people think that it's just easy. Like you said, anybody can get a mic, anybody can get a laptop and start a podcast and it's just gonna take off like that. It doesn't work like that. For
Yeah.
everybody, I'll say that.
Yeah, nah, I mean,
I think
listen,
that's
what people don't understand when it comes to those perks, it's
yeah.
not the name is the icing on the cake, but what got us to those perks or gets us to those perks is how we built the relationships. That's the key
Right.
thing. It's not about you could put if you want to put numbers into it, cool, whatever. But I know plenty of people in this space that their numbers was high, but they was in higher rooms than I was in. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Regardless of such.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I'm proud of my SEO, my search engine optimization. When you pull up, okay,
Yeah.
Reemo Meerak, oh, this is what he did. Great. I'm proud of
Right.
that. You know what I'm saying? Because I worked hard on it and check on it and work on it and whatever. But in the same token, with the people that allowed me in the rooms, yeah, I built healthy, quality relationships. And I think that's
Yep.
what's missing out here. I mean, people, where some people that come into this space, they forget that part. They forget the part that,
Or they don't know that part. They
right,
don't
know
even
that
know that
part
part.
and
Yeah.
forget that part. It's like, yo, you got to
Mhm.
build those relationships, dog.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? To get to that point, to get in those rooms. You know what I'm saying? And definitely with you, I've seen you in person in front of my face. Like I literally like talked to like 5 people in like a matter of like 3 minutes. Bow, 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 bow. But it was reciprocated. Oh, Amber, yeah, sure, no problem. Cool. Here you go. And I witnessed it. And I was like, oh, snap, that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Not crazy in a
Yeah.
bad way, but crazy. All right, that's just what it
Yeah.
is. And same for me. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? There's been places I've gone into. It wasn't just because, oh, well, I'm Reemo Meerak and my name holds weight and all. No, I built relationships,
Mhm.
emails, followed up with emails. Hey, what else can I do for you? What else would you want from me from this interview or podcast or
Right.
whatever have you? And that's how you got to do it. You know what I'm saying?
And no, just to add to that, I think that's like you said, a lot of people coming in, they don't really understand that. It's like a lot of the publicists that I've built relationships with, like they invite me to certain stuff that like sometimes I don't even have to work it. I don't even have to cover it. They just like we just want you in the building just because of the relationship we've built or the rapport we have. Like it's some events that I probably shouldn't even be at because I'm not an exec. I'm not an editor of a publication. I probably shouldn't be there, but they want me there, because they like my work and how I move. And it makes me think about like all of these influencers that come in, and I have nothing against like those who are influencers and also like journalists. But I feel like if you're gonna be a journalist and an influencer, you still need to be a journalist. I don't think you should be just an influencer being a journalist. Like you got to know the ethics and all of that. Like a lot of that is lacking there. It's just like, okay, this person is famous, or we know that they'll go viral if they do a certain thing, so that's why we want you here. But do we really want you in the room? It's more so about like just the numbers that you bring in. So it's like, what value are you adding to journalism, or if you coming into media, like what value are you adding besides the fact that like you go viral or like you're just this internet sensation. Gotta add that in there too, because like that's a
Yeah.
lot of that happening.
Oh yeah. No, I
Mhm.
mean, yeah. I mean, unfortunately, it's built to that landscape. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And the one thing I could say is, it's like, how do you maneuver? You know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah.
so many we've maneuvered. Shit, even shout out to Mark, the Mikes in the world,
Mhm.
NW
Shout out to
Sparrows
Mark.
in the world, the baby flights in the world. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? We maneuvered so much.
Yeah.
My man
Yeah.
Slop shot you. We maneuvered so much over the years in this. You know what I'm saying? Just like you said, and attest to, it kind of does get annoying. You know what I'm saying? It's not to
Mhm.
say to blame influencers, but it's like when the landscape starts getting curved to that or to that, it's like, okay, what are you trying to say at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, this journalist that worked hard and has put in their time over there, it just didn't matter anymore. You know what I'm saying? In that regard, you know what I mean? It's weird. It's crazy,
Mhm.
crazy. All right,
I'm not against it, but like
okay.
just like make sure if you're going to be an influencer doing this, like you also are a journalist. Like they need to go
Hand in
together.
hand,
You
yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole fact. That's a whole fact.
Mhm.
Is hip hop media too nice to artists now?
Too nice.
Yeah, in comparison to like back in the days.
Yeah. Yeah. I think back to people like Wendy Williams and who Charlamagne used to be back in the day. Like they didn't care. Like, like they got to like what the people want to know. And it's like it doesn't really matter, they didn't really care about what the subject felt. It's more so like this is what our readers want to know, so we're gonna ask you. I think now we just have to be really careful because, you know, artists are very like I'm not gonna say everybody, but a lot of artists are like very sensitive. They like of course, you're supposed to care about your image. Let me say that. You're supposed to care about your image, but I just feel like there's certain stuff that they just not going to talk about because the internet is brutal. It's like you put some information out there about yourself that's like not always positive or it's not the most likable or relatable. People are going to take that and use it against you. And it's like, who wants to deal with that, especially when so many people have access to you now because of the internet? Like you might open up your phone and all you getting all day is hate comments and people saying crazy stuff. Back then, it's like it wasn't that crazy. You know, if you're on the radio, you say something like people gonna talk about it, but it wasn't no social media or like Instagram for people to go under your picture and talk crazy. Like I definitely think we're way nicer now than we were back then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm still 50-50 with that in a way, only
Why do you
because
feel that way?
no, I'm saying only because I want to say in the last 10 years, right? Since let's say since 2016, let's put it to that point. Despite just like as you just stated before, the influencers came into play and changed things around. Yes, people were getting more sensitive, but the ones that really like put their foot down and really kept it at journalism, regardless of the feedback or not, the pushback or not, you know what I'm saying? They still kept their 10 toes down. It's just now, unfortunately, because now the main staple platforms or publications, they've kind of caved in to, okay, we did have a standard, and now we got to cave in now because we're applying ourselves to now what's shifted. You know what I'm saying? Back in the days, like the YNs, you know, like the Elliots, you know what I'm saying? The Daytwans, you know what I'm saying? Who else can we think of? Just like you said, the Wendy Williams, Charlamagne, probably pre
early
2014, 15, if you want to say, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's come to that, and then now also too the way the market has been so saturated. You know, everybody has a podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody has a publication. Everybody has a platform. You know what I'm saying? How can you separate yourself from the pack in that regard? You know what I'm saying? And then just like you said, the figures today versus yesteryear's figures, or not yet yesteryear's, or figures from like prior to like 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? They're not as.
I feel like everybody wants to be liked. It's like, of course, we all want to be liked by who we're interviewing, but I think a lot of times people don't ask certain stuff because they're like, damn, are they still gonna like me after this? Are we gonna have an opportunity to maybe be friends after this? Like, you know, and I think that's like a bunch of the newer people coming into this, and they don't understand that, like, as a journalist, you're really supposed to be what's the word, non-biased. Like,
impartial.
You're supposed to be impartial. You're not supposed to really, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's what it is. It's about like, how can I too be famous, you know, along with this person that I'm interviewing. So, you know, if you do get to build a relationship through just you working with somebody over and over, and they see how you work, they trust you, that's different. But if you just coming in straight up thinking like, oh, I'm not gonna ask what I know needs to be asked because I want this person to like me, like, you already coming in wrong. You know.
Yeah, no, I feel you. All right. We're gonna go with one more question, and definitely we gotta get you with bars of cap. If the music industry had a Yelp review written by journalists, what would the rating be and why? Yo, shout out to Reemo Meerak brand team, yo. Yo, we be wildin', son.
Okay, you said if journalists had to write a Yelp review?
Yeah, if the music industry had a Yelp review written by journalists, what would the rating be and why?
Ooh. Oh my God. I feel like that's subjective.
Okay.
Because it depends on like how you view the industry right now. I don't know if I can answer that. Like, I don't know if I can answer that. I definitely think that people would say that we need. I don't want to say. Let me not say better. I don't think I should answer that.
All right, that's fair. Hey, listen, that's fair. I mean, yo, my team be wild. Yo, they threw this up. Yo, the way, because just like how, with the productions here with Reemo Meerak brand, you know what I'm saying, with the Cuts podcast, we'll be in a chat group, or they'll just like throw things at me in the email or on the wall, on the wall per se, and then I'll just like pick certain things. So I'm seeing it, I'm just like, all right, how's she go?
Because I already know. Look, I already know. Like, those real hip hop heads, like their Yelp review would simply be just like, bring real hip hop back,
right?
Like, something like that,
right?
You know, like me, I want more R&B. I don't want to get canceled, but I would probably say something like, give Chris Brown another chance, something like that. But it's really subjective to like who's doing the review and how they view.
No, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. All right, let's get right into it, because I know you got things to do and stuff like that. Bars of Cap. You already know what it is. Okay. Bars of Cap is our segment here where throw some scenarios at you, and you know what I'm saying, And
Okay.
bar, if you agree to it, cap, it's pretty self-explanatory
Okay.
as cap. All right, are you ready for it?
Okay.
All right, let's get it. Every rapper thinks they're misunderstood by media. Bars a cap. All right, I already know what your answer is on that. That's easy.
That's cap.
All right, well, okay, why cap?
Wait, are you saying like, do I believe that? Or
It's well, not really believe, but just this. It's I guess this is one of those like statements in a way.
okay, if I'm thinking from the standpoint of the rapper, then I'm gonna say bars.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. Artists only hate journalists when the article isn't flattering. Bars or cap?
Bars.
Okay, why bars? Speak on it.
Because I feel like, wait, are we going on my opinion or what I think artists think?
No, it's just scenario. We're speaking on scenarios.
Okay.
That's all it is.
Well, I think that a lot of artists, they do get mad if you don't write something nice about them. Like then they want to, oh, take that down, change that. So I'm gonna say it's like true. I guess bars in a way.
Okay. All right,
It's true.
bet. Half the music industry runs on vibes, group chats, and last minute decisions. Bars, cap. Yo, we are wilding.
Half the industry runs on group chat.
Yeah, vibes, group.
Bars. I think I've been in plenty of group chats, so yes. I really,
Yo, we be wilding over here on cuts.
I have exited a few of them.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Some artists answer interviews questions like they're in court. Bars or cap. I mean, we kind of touched on that a little bit earlier on.
Bars.
Okay.
Some subjective, but bars.
Okay.
It could be kept.
I bet. Oh yeah, this one. All right. Damn, do I want to ask you this? All right, fuck it. I'm gonna ask you. Some
Ask
PR
it.
teams be sweating during interviews like they're diffusing a bomb. Bars or cap.
Bars. I've definitely had a few publicists on the side, like just going crazy, like don't ask that, or like wrap it up, like yes, bars. Absolutely bars.
Oh my god! All right, let's see. Nah, I don't want to ask that one. That one's kind of crazy. Screw it. Who cares? Let's get to it. Screw it. Every rapper thinks they have the greatest album of all time before it drops. Bars or cap?
Bars.
All right, why bars? Speak on it.
Because they be so sensitive. It's like, they be like, well, did you listen to it again? Like, they tell you to listen to it and over again. Like, I think, as an artist, why wouldn't you be sensitive about your stuff and not think that like it's the hottest thing that you drop?
Right.
You should, as an artist. So I will say bars.
Okay.
But it could be cap, but they're not gonna ever say that out loud.
All right. This one's kind of funny. Twitter, well, X has turned everybody into a music journalist. Bars or cap? That's true. That's bars. That's definitely bars. For me, it's bars.
It's bars, but I would say cap. It's bars, but I would say cap because they're not that.
Right.
They're just not that.
Right. Right.
Everybody has an opinion.
Right. Let's see. The internet reads headlines, but not the actual article. Bars or cap?
Bars.
Yeah,
Bars.
yeah.
Bars.
Yeah, definitely last 10 years. Yeah, cats be missing. They either missed the whole concept of what was written, or they'll skim through just to see like, all right, what was negatively said, or where's the smoke? You know what I'm saying?
And that'll be me in the comments. Like, did you read the whole thing? That'll be me. Like, I just do that.
All right. Oh, here we go. Publicists deserve hazard pay. Bars or cap?
Deserve what?
I said publicists deserve hazard pay. Bars or cap?
Hazard pay as in like, what you mean by that?
Probably as in, I guess this is aiming at because of what they go through. So, hazard pay to like cover their stress or whatever they went through.
At first, I'm gonna say bars.
Okay, why bars?
Some publicists I know that they really do be going above and beyond, and like they clients be driving them crazy. So yeah, why not?
Okay. Some interviews should have been emails. Bars or cap?
Bars.
Yo, team. Come on. We can't be. We go wild, but Jesus. All right. Why bars?
Because in the past, I've had a few interviews where it felt like I was pulling teeth, and it's like you do you not know how to interview? Has nobody? I'll say this too. A lot of artists are not getting media trained, so I'll say that. But there have been times when I'm just like, this could have been through email. This could have been on the phone, actually. So yeah.
Oh, AKA the book bag interviews. Oh, let's listen, my creatives. You know how the Ruger Sprayer feels about book bag interviews on this. But oh my god, the Eat, Marry, Kill interviews. Oh man, I'm like, yo, because in your head, I don't know about you. In my head, I just be visualizing myself on the other side, and this would be like, yo, my man, you serious? Like, yo, come on, like, give me something. Give me
either that, or I start drifting off. Like,
oh my god, I'm not gonna lie.
Let's wrap this up.
I'll keep it a buck. There's probably been a couple of times like I've mentally went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? But then you know what I'm saying? But it sucks that you catch it here and recording. Let's see. All right, no. Oh, if artists could improve every article before it drops, they absolutely would. Bars or cap?
Bars.
Yeah, stupid bars. Tremendous bars. Oh my God. They probably want to be the editor-in-chief.
If they could sit there with you while you're writing it, they would do it.
Oh my God. All right. And then here's the final one. What's the biggest cap the music industry tries to sell the public?
That every artist is a star. I'll say that. Every artist is not a star.
All right, man. And also, too, to find out about what do you, Amber Corrine, reaching out to my creators right now, what do you, Amber Corrine, want to tell 7-year-old you about what's happening now?
Ooh, 7-year-old me.
I know.
That's crazy.
Why 7 years old?
Yeah, why 7?
No, I don't know. It's a random, but why? What do you want to tell 7-year-old you?
When I was 7, I was in second grade. At that time, all I wanted to do was be a teacher, and I went on to do that. But I also at that age I was singing. I wanted to be a singer too, so I used to record on the computer, this huge desktop computer. I used to record myself singing. So somehow, at 7, I always wanted to be in the industry some kind of way. I wanted to be like a famous singer, but I also wanted to be a teacher.
Right.
And fast forward, I did exactly that. I wasn't no singer in the industry, but I did go on to sing and record in the studio. But I think I would tell my 7-year-old self, look, you did it plus more. You did more than you ever could imagine that you was gonna do.
Yeah, man. All right, Amber, you already know what it is, man. Appreciate this time with you. As always, you always kick ass. Always, I appreciate what you've done for your contribution to the culture. Please continue going forward, regardless of wherever you pivot. I definitely, I'm a champion you regardless. From afar and all that. You already know what it is, my creatives. It's another edition of Cuts. You know where to catch this at: iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google, Apple, Amazon. What else? Oh my God, DJ Chase Radio FM. You know what I'm saying? Also on YouTube as well. You know how this goes, my creatives. Hands over the eyes. Ain't the 1, baby. It's the 2 up. Turn that 2 over. Ruger's up. You already know what it is, man. And that's peace. Yeah. We are out of here.
Oh, to the garden. It's New York sound like we in the garden. Huh? Everybody with a check ain't certified. If you look behind these shades, you see a murder house.